What is going on, everyone? White Citadel here. I have a gameplay commentary on domination on the map Outpost. I'm jumping right into the game because the earlier parts are just me getting my ass kicked a bunch of times trying to capture B. And today I want to continue what I did last week and talk about how to get an easy MOAB. Now last week I talked about how to get an easy MOAB on a really shitty team and how you can use the MOAB to really boost your team back into the game. And this week I'm going to talk about the opposite way. This is where I'm on a good team and we're kind of spawn trapping the enemy team. And this is another method to get a MOAB, another situation in which you'll find yourself getting a MOAB. So the first thing I want to talk about is spawn trapping, which is, I'm sure most people know what that is, but if there's anyone that doesn't, it's basically where your team surrounds the other team and they are caught in their spawn, trying to run out, trying to get to freedom, trying to surround you, but they just can't because you're outflanking and outgunning them. So in this gameplay, we're pretty much spawn trapping them, and I think the best gameplay to do that is domination. You get A and B, or you get C and B, and then you watch the last flag. You just sit at mid-map and you watch the last flag, and the other team really can't get out of their spawns, can't get out of their little home base unless they start to pick things up, which this team does not. So this is a really good method to get a MOAB, is spawn trapping and basically picking up a lot of kills while the team is desperately trying to get out of their spawn. And as you can see in the early on here, I'm sitting on the other side of C. My team's mostly on B side, I'm on A side, and I am letting the enemy team just filter out to me, and I'm picking up dozens of kills. And the team that is running to the other team is always at a disadvantage. The other team gets cover, the other team sets up, the other team's aiming down sights, and the other guys are trying to run out of buildings, run outside, and they're just at an immediate disadvantage. That's why, that's why campers succeed so well, is because they watch a point and they wait and they have the jump on you. So when you come around a corner, the camper's going to win most of the time. Obviously, there's circumstances where you win. This is a really nice random double kill here, by the way. So in a sense, you could almost call it camping. A lot of people argue that it is camping. I think that's ridiculous. I think that if you're in the other team's spawn and you're fighting them in their spawn, there's no way it's camping, because you're rushing, you're in with the other team. I don't think that's considered camping. People will argue about it all day, and we'll never really know who the clear winner is. So now I'm bringing up to the next step here, and a really, really important thing in getting MOABs and just doing well in general is to stay away from your team. Right now I am at A and my team is rushing C. Now I could rush with them to C, but I prefer to defend A backside while looking at B. So this way I know where the enemies are going to be. They're going to be where my team is not. Since my team is all at C right now, I assume the enemies are going to be spawning at B, and I do so totally correctly. And this goes back to the spawn trapping. They are spawning at B. They have no choice but to filter out of this little path here right into my waiting arms, where I just mow them down one after another. And that brings me to the last point, which is understanding the maps in Call of Duty. Every map is broken up into the spawns and then 3 paths. This is the B path I'm looking at here. The path I was on earlier is the far left path from A to C, and then there's a path right up the middle. Every map has this if you focus on it. There's a middle path, there's a left path, and a right path. And basically the fight takes place on said paths. So right now, I know that B is spawning over by this right path because my team is all the way on the other side of the map. So I'm sitting here, they are falling into my trap, and I drop the MOAB. So if you can understand the spawns, understand that the other team is going to be where your team is not, and you wait in the right spot, the other team is just going to flow to you, and you're going to find yourself in the enemy spawn, which is what I'm doing right now. And the last thing I want to talk about, this is kind of a silly one, is that when you get the MOAB, don't run in like an idiot. It's something I see every single person do. They get the MOAB, and then as a way to celebrate, they kind of rush, and you really end some really good kill streaks by just being an idiot after you get the MOAB. And I'm guilty of this myself. After I get MOABs, I usually run in and try to do a trick shot or try to do something I shouldn't be doing. So anyway, that is how to get an easy rush MOAB. I am out. I will see you guys in the next few days.